Hello, this is Jamaal from JCETV. News media reports have characterized gaming as a male-dominated industry, which women are regularly in the minority and experience harassment and mistreatment. For Women's History Month, I want to express my appreciation for Patch Magazine, a women's-led video game magazine.
Ever since the early 80s, video game magazines have been the primary source to learn about the latest gaming news, like cheat codes, game strategies, and everything else that comes with gaming. So do gamers still use magazines as their primary source of information? Yeah, video game magazines kind of fell off during the 2000s due to the rising growth of the internet. Why pay yearly for a magazine when you have information that's on the internet for free and that might be better or more specific than what the game that you want? Due to this, many video game magazines have died off or are just a husk of them old selves. Most gamers don't even think gaming magazines exist anymore. Print media was once the lifeblood of the gaming community, and now a new generation of lovely assembled periodicals are bringing the scene back to life. In September of 2021, Jamaal founded Patch Magazine. Patch Magazine is an independent game magazine publication created by game developers to cover independent video games. The magazine was created out of a desire for a fun and friendly space where everyone feels welcome to get involved in the indie gaming world. The team is led by all women, and Patch Magazine prioritizes on covering indie games. What are indie games? Indie games are games that aren't made by big studios, such as Microsoft or Nintendo, mostly made by a couple of people or even a single person. The magazine consists of news, setup inspirations, reviews, guides, articles about games to check out, and more. And it's all wrapped up at the end with a big thank you note. I had the opportunity to talk to Chloe, the managing editor at Patch Magazine, to ask her some questions. One of the questions I asked her was, what are the positives of having a queer/women-led team? She answered that there are so many pros, but one of the biggest is that the culture within our community. I've worked in corporate environments where I didn't feel comfortable being completely myself, and so I resented those jobs. But Patch has always been a hate-free environment, and it's some of the most fun I ever had within the workplace. Now, is there any particular moment in game that made you decide that you want to start your own video game magazine? And if so, why did you choose to specifically talk about indie games? Chloe, the managing editor at Patch Magazine, answered, the idea came while we were working on our Animal Crossing magazine, The Crossing Board. We have cultivated such a big community from one game, and we had so much fun that we wanted to expand. I began seeing a lot of indie devs on platforms like TikTok, and I thought how cool it would be to give these creators a voice, especially in a print publication. Indie devs work so hard sometimes on their own, so it's really been a pleasure to help connect our readers to the hidden gems that they maybe haven't heard of before.
I feel like this magazine is important to share. Not only is it because it's a woman-ran and owned magazine, but it also brings new life into an old format. I'm happy that in the year 2023 we can still get things like video game magazines, and I'm happier that Patch Magazine is leading the way. I'm Jamaal from JCETV, and have a happy Women's History Month.